This is Jarrod Horak. I'm back with my second Kentucky Oaks video this week. And on the Road to the Oaks series, through the first 12 races, I was 6 for 12 for my top choices. I'm giving out some exactas and trifectas as well. If you're interested in my full card analysis at Santa Anita Park, you can head on over to the runawayrhorse.com. You will find those full cards each day Santa Anita Park runs on my sales page. You can purchase individual full cards, weekly and weekend packages, or the entire meet at the runawayrhorse.com on my sales page. I just did the Martha Washington Stakes on the Road to the Oaks, and in this video, I'm going to do the Las Virgenes Stakes at Santa Anita Park. And it will be the second race at Santa Anita on Saturday, January 28th, the Grade 3 $200,000 Las Virgenes, and it will be for 3-year-old fillies traveling 1 mile on the main track. The scheduled post time here, 3:59 p.m. Eastern Time. And number 1 is Faiza for trainer Bob Baffert. This one's the daughter of Gervin, and they paid $725,000 for this filly. Gervin's average sales purchase is around $89,000, so they paid a lot for her. They kind of knew she was going to be good, and right off the bat, she showed that she could be a good one when she pressed the pace from an outer post in a 6-furlong race, and she won easily by more than 3 lengths, hand-ridden to the end. Flavien Prat was aboard. And then the runner-up was a next out winner. Prat rode her back last time out in the Grade 1 Starlet. And she was the favorite in the debut, and then she was 1-2 in the Starlet. And a lot was expected of her, and she did get the job done, but she wasn't as flashy as maybe some would have expected her to be, especially because she sat a good trip. There was a decent pace. She was sitting that perfect trip in third. It looked like she was going to pull clear in the stretch, but then Pride of the Nile gave her a battle, and she just couldn't really put that one away, but she did win by a head. But now she's only run twice. In that last race, she was going from 6 furlongs to 1 mile and a 16th in a stakes race, in only her second career start. So she still has some upside. This is only her third start. She's got the inside post. Ramon Vasquez will ride this time. Flavien Prat is out of town riding at Oaklawn Park, and I would expect that she's going to end up probably pretty close to the pace from the inside post. Sweet Trouble is number 2. This one, Kent DeZarmo is going to ride for trainer Phil D'Amato. Flavien Prat was aboard for her first 2 starts, and she's still a maiden. She finished 3rd in her debut, 6.5 furlongs at Del Mar. She was the favorite that day. Now, Lily Pooh was the winner of that one, and that filly finished 2nd to Faiza in her career debut, and then she was able to graduate on December 2nd at Del Mar. And then last time out at Santa Anita, this filly on a good track at 6 furlongs, she rallied from last place to finish 2nd, and she was well clear of the rest. It was a good, solid effort. She was adding Lasix. Now she loses Lasix for this race. They paid $600,000 for her. Into Mischief, the sire. Candy Ride, the dam sire. I think she should be able to handle a distance of this far. And 2 sprints to a route. Good angle. Phil D'Amato is very good first route, but this isn't an easy spot. Number 3, Broadway Girls should be up on the pace for trainer Doug O'Neill, but it's still questionable of how she's going to handle the dirt, because in her career debut on the main track, she was well back early, and she ended up finishing 4th, beaten 10 lengths. And they tried her on the turf course second time out. It was a 6-furlong race, October at Santa Anita, and she battled on the pace, and she weakened to 5th. But when they stretched her out, that's when she started getting good. She broke her maiden going wire to wire on the turf course at Del Mar at 1 mile on November 13th. And then last time out, the Blue Northern Stakes at Santa Anita Park, she was a 16-1 long shot, and she got out there and she controlled the pace and she won again. Edwin Maldonado was aboard for those 2 victories on the turf. He'll ride back. She's over to the main track. They're probably going to try to get involved early, and we'll have to see how she can handle the dirt and if she shows that same speed that she showed in those 2 turf routes. Pride of the Nile is also trained by Doug O'Neill. This one is a daughter of Pioneer of the Nile, and Hard Spun is the dam sire. And she was another one that did most of her damage on turf, but they did switch to dirt last time. Post 11, she had a troubled start in her career debut. That was a 1 mile turf race against Stakes Company, the Juvenile Fillies Turf Stakes at Del Mar on September 10th. And she rallied from 10th place. She finished 4th. She was only a length out of 3rd. She was 36-1. She was a first-time starter in that stake, and she didn't run poorly at all. And then second time out, because of that stakes effort there, they made her the favorite. And in that maiden race, at 1 mile on turf, second time out, she stalked the pace. She won by a half length. And then in her next start, optional claiming race on the turf at Del Mar, she stalked the pace. She won by a half length again. Now, Juan Hernandez was aboard for those back-to-back wins. He rode her back in the Grade 1 Starlet, and she may have been best in the Starlet last time out. She had a stumble at the start. She lost position. She was able to get towards the inside. She did not have a smooth trip. She was able to get clear sailing. She got the lead. She battled with Faiza, couldn't quite hold that one off. And with a little bit of a different trip, I could easily have seen her winning the Starlet. But now, can she do that again? She was 12-1 in the Starlet. She's not going to be 12-1 in this spot. And she faces a couple of formidable rivals, including Faiza again. Uncontrollable is 8-1. And in the Starlet, she was third, beaten 5 lengths. She was 4-1 that day. She took some money. She just raced evenly from the back of the pack. She just passed a few horses. She was no threat to Faiza or Pride of the Nile. She was more than 5 lengths behind those two. But in her career debut, she did win a state bred of 5 furlong maiden special weight event, rallying from 8th place. In her second start, the Generous Portion Stakes, she rallied to finish second. And then in the Grade 2 Chandelier, she rallied to finish second. She got a good amount of pace help. She was more than 4 lengths clear of Justique, who's also in this race, and she's highly regarded. So she's one that really doesn't have any speed. Look for her to sit back. She's going to really need some pace help in here. Number 6, Justique. She's 9-5 morning line. Would not be surprised if she was the favorite. Definitely between Faiza and Justique for the favorite, and they're 8-5 and 9-5, and they both cost a decent amount of money. $725,000 purchase for Justique. And she's a daughter of Justify. Bernardini's the dam sire. She's certainly bred to route. But right now, she looks like a late-running sprinter. We'll see how that all pans out. But in her career debut, 5.5 furlongs at Del Mar, in the 10-horse field, she broke slow. She was last. She made a quick move from off the pace. She got the lead in the stretch, and she won going away by more than 2 lengths. They stretched out in distance, second time out in the Grade 2 Chandelier. That was at Santa Anita on October 8th. Again, from last place, she was able to rally, but this was a mild rally here. She was third, beaten 5 lengths. She didn't show that same electric kick that she did in her sprint debut. She showed that kick again when they turned her back in the Desi Arnaz Stakes. That was on November 19th, 7 furlongs at Del Mar. She was the 3-2 favorite. 7-horse field, last to first. She basically did the same thing that she did in her debut. So she was supposed to run in the Santa Anita Stakes on January 8th. It was originally scheduled for January 1st, and then they had to cancel at Santa Anita because of poor weather. It was rescheduled for January 8th, but then Faiza came down with a temperature. She had to scratch. Justique came down with a temperature. She had to scratch out of that Santa Ynez, that rescheduled Santa Ynez Stakes, and they decided to point her here instead. So now she's going to try to route, and we'll have to see if she can route. Right now, she's a very good late-running sprinter. We know that, and that's all we know at this point. But she hasn't really run super fast either. So I think this race is probably going to be won by either Justique from off the pace, Pride of the Nile, an early pressing type, or Faiza. It looks like it's one of those three. And I'm going to go with Faiza here because I just think she still has a lot of upside. She looked really good in her debut. She pressed the pace. She won under a hand ride. She wasn't as brilliant second time out, but I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. She still earned a decent enough speed rating. And in that race, like I said, it was her first 2-turn start, only her second career start, coming off a 1-6 furlong sprint. So she may have needed that one to be a bit tighter. And I think from this inside post this time, in a race that doesn't seem to have a ton of pace, we'll have to see how Broadway Girls handles that pace, if she can show that same pace that she did in her turf races. But I think with the inside post, Ramon Vasquez is an aggressive rider. I wouldn't be surprised if he just tried to go right to the front with Faiza and try to wire the field. So I'm going to go with Faiza as my top choice, and I will make a win wager on her. That's the only wager I'm going to make in this race. It's a shorter field. I don't have strong opinions. I think Justique has talent, but I'm not sure that she wants to go 2 turns. Pride of the Nile, we still don't know if she's better on turf or dirt yet, but we're going to find out more about her in this spot. Wouldn't be surprised if she ran well. And there's really no slouches in here. Uncontrollable, stakes placed multiple times. You have Broadway Girls is going to be a speed horse. Sweet Trouble is a maiden, but she does have some talent. So there's some other talent in this race, but I'm going to definitely pick Faiza as my top choice. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment if you like this content. And that will wrap up this video. I'm going to be back. I'm going to be doing On the Road to the Kentucky Derby video series, the Southwest Stakes at Oaklawn Park next. Stay tuned to my YouTube channel for that one. And until I see you next time, good luck at the races.